Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name, as always, is Maxwell. Today's first video is from the user, bear with me while I butcher the pronunciation, Maxi. That's Maxi, and he's driving the KV-2 on a standard battle on the Tundra. KV-2 being a tier 6 heavy tank for the Russians, the one with that hilarious 152mm derp cannon that is capable of doing pretty much 1,000 damage if you get a good penetrating hit on somebody. But this being a tier 8 game, probably not going to see very much of that. The good thing about the cannon is, though, even on a well-armoured target, when you don't penetrate, you're generally going to do about 300 or 400 points of damage. So even if you don't get a penetrating hit, you get about the same damage rating as a KV-1S that does penetrate. So still a very, very good cannon. The only problem with it is it has about a 25-second reload when you don't have a very good crew or a rammer on it. You can get that down to about 22, 23 seconds, but still very long reload time. It's generally a tank you pop out, you smash somebody in the face, and then you've really got to take cover and try and hide. So our man here going to be heading to the far right hand flank and be taking up residence on the ridge, especially because all he's got here is the KV-1S in support. There's a couple of guys up on the hill there. You see there's Type 59 and WZ-131, but not really very many people around here, so going to have to push up on the hill and try and hold it with this KV-1S. Just trying to pick somebody out here. Looks like this Panther may come forward. No, a little bit unfortunate there. He just dropped back. If that Panther had come a little bit more forward, he was in for some serious trouble there. But as it is, everybody just posturing for the hill. Oh, there we go. Ooh, gets the side of the turret of a Panther and gets 610 damage. That was a penetrating hit. Somebody landed a shot before he did, but he was able to get a penetrating hit there and do 600 damage to that Panther 2 through the side armor of that turret. Now he's just going to sit back here while his gun reloads. Really, the KV-1S and KV-2 here doing a very, very good job of fending off people from the hill. Gets a good hit on the M6 there, and he gets taken out as well. So yeah, the guys on the hill, not... I mean, these two tier 6s are managing to hold everybody off just now. They do have some allies in the background there, Tiger 1 and Tiger P sniping, but to be honest, if the enemy team just kind of rushed them, they'd easily be able to overpower them. Obviously, enemy team not realizing that these are the only two guys on the hill. Because I mean, as soon as these two guys die, the guys sniping behind have lost their spotters, so that's going to be curtains for them. Luckily, not really paying too much attention, and nobody's deciding to push yet. As you can see, an allied Tiger 2's made a deep thrust into the enemy terrain there. Unfortunately, he's got a couple of Japanese tanks just hounding him down. And our guy just going to sit here on the ridge. We're going to speed it up a little bit until we get back into some action. Obviously not wanting to push too far forward because I know this IS-3 is here. And an IS-3 is going to easily be able to ruin somebody's day with that cannon. Just heading forward to have a check. It looks like they've actually... Yep, there we go. They've actually abandoned the hill just about. They've got the IS-3 in the background there and that Cheeto. Just going to be able to pick out this KV-1S and get a lovely bit of damage on him, around about 350. As you see there, that gun didn't penetrate, but because it's high explosive ammunition, it still does damage regardless of whether it penetrates or not. Thanks to the distraction from Maxi, the KV-1S is able to head up onto the hill. His gun's almost reloaded, just pops out to respot the enemy. And the other thing about this cannon is the aiming time on it is pretty painful. So if you are behind cover like this, then the idea is to pop out just before you reload. And then hopefully you can let the thing close in far enough. Oh, that was a risky shot to take, but a good payoff there. Gets almost 400 damage onto that IS-3. And that there is probably going to chase them further down the hill, as the Tiger 1 has come to offer some assistance here. Not able to see where they've gone. But to be honest, just doing 1,500 points of damage in a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game is already pretty good. Got to be a little careful though, because the enemy team is actually winning at the moment. It might not feel like it because they've been able to win this hill so handily. See the turret traverse painfully slow there on the KV-2. But yeah, elsewhere in the battlefield, the enemy team's actually winning. Not really going to be able to pick out the top of that KV-1S, who really rushed his shot there and just dug that one into the dirt. But enemy team winning 9 kills to 7 at the moment. 10 kills to 7 at the moment. And really, it's just everybody on the left-hand flank has just kind of buckled. Which is a little bit of a shame, considering that the Allies have done a fantastic job of holding this hill, being underpowered, basically. Didn't have really enough tanks to have any real right holding this hill, yet they managed to do it anyway. But with his Allies pushing forward, the 3601 flanking behind, the KV-1S and the Tiger 1 there now, just going to push up onto the hill and try and fend off some of the guys heading for the cap circle. Spots out a T-34 here. He's on, well, I wouldn't call it low health, but it's not great health. With the side armor there, wow, able to get a penetrating hit on that T-34 straight through the side armor, and that is 737 points of damage to be able to pick up the kill on that guy. I bet he is going to be sore about that one. But as you can see, the reload of this gun really letting him down here, as he's got a perfect shot on the rear of this T-29, but his gun's just not quite reloaded. Although, to be honest, the T-29 is going to be not able to get into cover. Wow, what a shot. 800 damage and sets him on fire. He didn't bring a fire extinguisher, and he does all 1,250 points of damage to the T-29. Absolutely amazing shot there, straight through the back of the T-29. So he's suddenly gone from 1,600 points of damage to 3,600 points of damage with just 2 shots, which is the power of the KV-2. As you see there, somebody raging in chat about him doing 1,000 damage. Well, it wasn't 1,000, it was 737, and it was straight through your side armor, so really just stop having a little whinge. So can't rest on the laurels yet, because the game's not all but won. They're only winning by 1 kill, although the enemy only has that T-25-2 and the Cheeto in play. And if Maxi Mirko can get over onto the ridge here, could hopefully get a shot onto this T-50... can't speak. 25-2. Is this going to be a penetrating hit? Not quite. Little bit unfortunate there not to penetrate, but he's able to get 340 damage onto the T-25-2, which means in this game he's done a total of 4,000 points of damage, picked up 3 kills, and that is an absolutely brilliant achievement for a Tier 6 tank in a Tier 8 game. Probably not going to be able to pick up this T-25 as the Tiger comes in, picks up the ram and gets the kill, but still absolutely awesome replay there from Maxi Mirko, picking up 4,000 points of damage and 3 kills. So thank you very much for sending that replay in. Stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Killerama89. That's Killerama89. He's driving the T-54 in a standard battle on the Tundra. T-54 being a Tier 9 medium tank for the Russians. So straight away, going to be heading to the centre of the map. Probably going to be heading up this little pathway here, just to see if we can get an early spot on anybody. If anybody's trying to make a sneaky move through the river there, or crest the rise on the other side of the little valley, Killerama would have been able to spot them out, deciding not to hang around for too long, which is for the best, considering there are no bushes there. So if anybody had gotten into a position just as fast or faster than he did, probably would have been spotted out there and maybe taken some damage. So with the lack of bushes there, just deciding not to hang around for too long. Going to be heading down into the valley now. coming to offer some support to the Centurion 1 that's made his way up here. Good thing about this, if you can survive, is you do a good job of holding up the enemy. As you see, there's a T-34-2 and a KV-5. That KV-5 was almost certainly on his way to the ridge there. Obviously able to get some damage through the weak spot of the KV-5. So yeah, that KV-5 was almost certainly making his way up the ridge there to the mountain to offer some support to the other heavy tanks. And the good thing about killer armor being here is it either delays or stops entirely those people making their way up there. As you can see, all the enemy has up there is an IS and a Jagd Tiger. And those guys aren't going to be any match for the amount of tanks that the Allies have up there. Killer Armor just playing it careful here, as this KV-5 is still in the area and somebody else may have come down to offer some support. Looks like he was just waiting for that Panther to arrive and start making a move as well. Looks like the KV-5 is actually looking where the Panther is now instead of at Killer Armor. He's just going to take some damage straight through the weak spot there. Good thing is, these shielded from the left hand. Oh, look at all those bullet holes straight in his weak spot there of the KV-5. Such a shame about that tank there. It used to be one of my favourite premium tanks until everybody figured out where the weak spot was. KV-4 coming to try and plug the hole here, firing up onto the ridge. Nice shot there, able to set that KV-4 on fire. Looks like he does have a fire extinguisher. He's just a little late to use it. Aiming at the same spot, trying to set him on fire again. Unfortunately, it's not to be this time. Can he get him with a third shot? Yes, he can, and then he gets taken out by the artillery. A Jagd Tiger still on the ridge there. He's doing a good job of holding up the Allied team here, but Killer Armor's going to come around the back and see if he can get some damage on the back of him. Just having a quick look to the left. The only person that's camping there in support is a medium tank. Fires down at the tracks to try and track him. Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, all that damage went to hit points, so it's not unfortunate whatsoever. And as you can see, this T-34-3 is the only guy sniping up on the ridge there. The Ferdinand and the 288s look like they've gone over to the other flank, maybe. So this 34-3 is just going to get overrun now. You can see everybody just streaming down off the hill. So Killer Armor going to head through the centre here. Finds the Lorraine 40-ton. Gets a good hit onto him. It looks like the Lorraine's fired off all of his rounds as well. So just going to advance on him, try and charge him down. Oh no, the Lorraine had at least one shot left. He's making a run for it now, so I would assume he's probably empty. Fired all of his shots off now. Jagd Tiger 88 taking to the hill. And the Lorraine falling back in an effort to try and get safe while he reloads. But Killer Armor's going to let the T-34 distract the Jagd Tiger and then come around the sides here. Gets a good hit through the side of that Lorraine. Hadn't fallen back far enough. Hadn't counted on Killer Armor flanking around the sides here. Able to get another good hit on the Lorraine. Just one more shot should be enough to take him out. He's just going to try and play a run around the rock until he reloads. He did reload, but it wasn't quick enough. Only able to get one shot off before he gets taken out. Gets a good shot on the Jagd Tiger 88's track there. Was actually aiming for the track in that case, in that instance, just to stop the Jagd Tiger 88 from turning around. Ferdinand being a pal here though, and coming in and defending his rear. Unfortunately, the artillery has other ideas and just plants one straight on his head, and that is the two of them getting taken out in quick succession. So like we saw in the last match, it looks like the Allied teams won the right-hand flank, but the enemy teams won the left-hand flank, so now the guys are going to have to the Allies are going to have to head back to the base in an attempt to try and stop the enemy tanks overrunning them. Looks like somebody did start a base capture, but I think it was just one of those accidental base captures where on their way through the cap circle, he's presented with the side armor of this Jagd Tiger 88 here, and he's able just to easily put a shot through the side of that and pick up kill number 4. So the Allied T-34 looking like he's going for a base capture for some reason. I was actually hoping I'd cut that sentence short and say, no, actually he's just driving through the cap circle, but he's not. Looks like the T-34 has stopped to do a base capture for some reason. Not really sure why that is, though, as they've got this game all but won now. All the enemy team has left is this T-34 and this Tiger 2. The GW Tiger getting himself taken out. Not really sure why he's capturing the base. T-34 is over by the Allied base, but he's not really going to do anything. And Killer Armor just going to head up here and try and take out this Tiger 2. Tiger 2 misses his shot. But looks like with 35 seconds on the clock, Killer Armor should have enough time to take out this Tiger 2 here. Unfortunately, that one getting eaten by the tracks, but it looks like the Tiger 2 doesn't have the penetration to be able to get a shot through Killer Armor's arm. A little bit unfortunate there that the Yag Tiger 88 took the kill there, because he'd done a good chunk of damage and set him on fire. And but it looks like their T-34 is just stubbornly refusing to leave the cap circle. It looks like this one is unfortunately going to be a victory by cap, even though they've got this one absolutely in the bag. All that's left is that enemy T-34, but still they go for the base capture. But regardless of that, Killer Armor 89 still has an absolutely outstanding game, picking himself up 4 kills and just over 7,000 points of damage. So absolutely awesome game there from Killer Armor 89. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a good replay, and please send that in to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite, stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.